Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne back to do your bonus read for Sunday. I hope I said Sunday on the last video. Sunday the 17th of March. Oh, that was a fail. Totally missed it. Okay, Sunday the 17th of March. What's happening in the world today? I did do a little bonus last night. I did a little bonus Karma Soulmate read for where we're up to with the twin flame relationship. So I hope you caught that. It's a little impromptu one. I like my impromptus. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords coming out here. Now the Two of Swords talks of making a decision. Now this decision is not an easy decision to make because your heart is covered here. So no matter what happens here, you're not wanting to make it. You're staying blindfolded because you do not want to make this choice because you know it's going to hurt your heart. Very often it's a choice of heart over head, breaking off a relationship when you can see that it needs to be done, choosing between two people, but you don't want to see the truth. I always love that the moon's in the background here, just reminding you that this is not all known yet. What you're doing here is making a decision from what you know. Five of Cups here. So we're talking about something that's from your past, cutting out your past, walking away from something. It's hurting because you're scared if you don't remember that person, they'll just disappear and never come back. I don't know why we feel that way. We think, oh, if we forget about that person, then what happens if we cut out the past? But you don't forget. The memory stays. It's just the ties that tie you to that person go. And that's what causes you pain. It's about Stockholm Syndrome, if you want to look that up. But it's that psychological tie to that person that you need to let go of. Okay, and behind that we have the Queen of Wands. So some of you are dealing with an earth sign here. Oh, and then you have the Wish card. Okay, so let me say to you, some of you are not letting go of the past here, and because of that, your new person can't come in. You're still hanging on to old energy here. If you hang on to something that's old, then it's almost like you're walking around with this blindfold on. You can't see. Somebody might be right under your nose here, and you're not seeing them. This is about understanding that releasing the past frees you up for new things. The universe is waiting for this healing to happen before they bring in someone new. And this person is your wish come true. This person is on their way. They're in the wings waiting. But the only way you're going to do that is by letting them go. Now, what I need to say to you, even if this person is the person you want, they're still not going to come back while you're in this energy. They can't see you. You're invisible to them because you're low vibrating. And if the person is meant to come back to you, the healing has to be done so you vibrate on the right level so they can see you again. But they can't see you at the moment because you're vibrating at a very, very low rate. So very interesting. Okay. I used to wonder when I was younger why I was invisible. I've talked about this before and people didn't see me. And I used to think, why do I meet people 2 or 3 times and people would come up to me and go, hi, I'm Fred, how are you? And I'd be like, met you twice before, Fred, do you not remember me? And I could never remember, I couldn't understand why people didn't see me. It was really odd. And for years I wondered that. And I remember going to counsellors and talking about this fact that I always felt invisible. I got overlooked for things when I'd worked really hard. I never seemed to win out with things, and I used to wonder why that was. But you see, when I was a child, I heard things like children should be seen and not heard. And I knew that I created pain for people because I seemed to always create this anger in people around me and didn't really understand what that was about because I was a good kid. I heard that from everybody all the time. Yvonne's such a good little girl. Well, that was because I never showed myself. I stayed always quiet, out of the way because I didn't want to get into trouble. I was so terrified because I got into trouble for things that really I shouldn't have got into trouble for. So I learned to be invisible, to the point where, I think about my mother would ignore me over my siblings. So it was like I wasn't there. So somebody would do something nice for me and my mother would say, why are you doing that for her? She's got 2 sisters and 2 brothers that need it more than her. So it became a very obvious thing that I had learned to become invisible so I could avoid conflict. So I was vibrating very, very low because I was not living in my truth. I was not being true to the person I was. I was vibrating low because that way people couldn't see me. So when you are in that energy of living in the past or not living in your truth, you vibrate very, very low. So people cannot see you. They really can't. They will forget you. They will forget your name. They won't even remember your face, not even if you've made some impact. Now it's different. Most people do remember me. And sometimes it's only after a short little burst. And I think I get this tremendous sense of fulfillment from that because I feel so grateful that I understand why now. That's about vibrating low. So when you're in an energy of feeling low, if you're feeling sad, you're feeling miserable, you make yourself invisible. So just keep that in mind. Big learning for me. Okay, so I have the 3 of Cups here. This can talk about celebration with family and friends. Being joyful, enjoying what you have, being grateful for what is around you here. Okay, Wheel of Fortune coming in, very nice. We have a bit of a turn from the universe. We're about to move into a full moon in Libra, and that talks about massive changes, about clearing out your closets. Okay, the High Priestess. Now I have 2 beautiful people who always put up the astrology when we're going into a new moon, and I read it every time. And I do appreciate you doing that, so thank you. The High Priestess here talks about secrets, things being revealed here. Something is being revealed to you here. It's about your intuition. And when I say revealed, I mean that you knew it, but maybe you weren't really actively conscious of it. So it's that feeling when you go, oh, I knew that would happen. And you think, why didn't I listen to my gut? That feeling here. We do have the Page of Cups with an offer here. Could be dealing with a Pisces. It's a Pisces card. There is heartbreak here. So there was heartbreak in the past that you're moving away from. And we saw that in the beginning here. Knight of Wands coming in. So you could have had some sort of fling with somebody. Knight of Wands would be a Leo, Sag or Aries. You could have had some sort of fling with someone in the past and they didn't commit. 10 of Wands, this is about putting your burdens down. See, they haven't seen you. They didn't see you really. They saw who you were. They may have seen your outside, but they didn't see you. You may have been, oh, here comes boundaries again. You may have shown yourself as a person, but they didn't see the true you. You kept that hidden. So what happens, like I was talking about before, if we're trained to be that way, we're invisible in our relationships and we become people pleasers because we want to avoid the conflict that we had as a child. So we live that life. No boundaries. What's cracking reading? This is about boundaries again, very, very strongly here in this reading, and working on yourself to improve your personal boundaries. I know there's lots of you out there at the moment going, moving forward with boundaries too, which is awesome here. So let's go back to the beginning and we'll talk about this decision you need to make about letting go of your past. Now, the thing is with letting go of your past here, you've got an Emperor coming in. So some of you have got twin flames coming in here. The thing is when I say letting go of your past, the first thing people do is they go, oh, that's about the ex-boyfriend. I've hung on to the ex-boyfriend for too long. But it's not. It's about letting go of your deep past, letting go of the things you were taught when you were a child, way back when. This is not letting go of a relationship or a heartbreak or whatever. This is heartbreak that goes way back here. This is deep, deep stuff that you've been conditioned to believe about yourself. There is recognition here. There's recognition from someone that you had some sort of crossed paths with. They may have broken your heart. You may have felt quite heavily for them, but they didn't see who you were. They didn't see you at all. And now here you're putting down your boundaries and you're letting go of these past hurts here, this past energy. And this person is now seeing you for who you are. I could finish the reading there. It's a really good reading. So what's happening here, if you dealt with somebody a long time ago and you really liked them, you might have flipped out over them, you could have had a bit of a fling with them, and you've always wondered why this person didn't see you, they're about to see you. So for some of you, this is that whole twin flame thing, where somebody's waking up to who you are. They're seeing you now, you're vibrating where you need to be. You've let go of that past energy that you learned to keep yourself invisible, to keep yourself safe, to avoid conflict. You've let go of the people-pleasing thing. And now, because of this work you've done, your boundaries are strong. You're not going to, you're not going to have this heartbreak anymore. It's gone. It's in the past. So you've got the card of the key. Now, a few weeks ago, I have really strong visions, and sometimes in my lucid sleep, spirit will speak to me so loudly it sounds like someone's in the room with me, and they're always very, very deep things that I need to take away. So a few weeks ago, I had spirit say to me in my lucid sleep, "You hold the key to your power deep within you." And I remember waking up, and I'd been doing a lot of work on my childhood, and it was like a real, it wasn't an epiphany for me. It was more of a sort of like something being recognized that I had been trying so hard to find, and I couldn't quite work out what that meant, and I still haven't worked it out. I'm still working on that. There is something inside of me that still needs work. And I do work all the time, and I still haven't come to the conclusion of what it is yet. I still haven't touched it. I look at this high priestess and I think, I know it's there, but I haven't quite been able to grasp what it is. And I feel like some of you, when you write to me, that's the work you do on yourself. It's just out of your reach, but it's because you're not in the right place to learn it yet. And I feel like this is, the key just came out here. So I feel like this morning this message is very much for me too. And it says, new beginnings, directions and adventures await for those ready to let go of the past. So this is a big moment for me here, because this resonates so strongly with this reading that it's absolutely breathtaking. So what I want to say to you, if this reading resonated with you, you now have the key. If it isn't in your hands yet, you're about to be given it. There's something here you're going to learn which will help you unlock that secret that's deep within you to help you move forward. It's a very beautiful, very deep meaning reading. And I hope that you get something out of this, because I really feel there's a lot of people like me that needed to hear this today. This is the key to your future. Grasp it with both hands. Do the work you need to do, because it's about to open that door. Thanks, everyone.